There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM. With even more exclusive content, with over 150 channels in your vehicle, including the widest, deepest variety of music, ad-free. Root for your team. Get news. Listen to whatever makes you laugh. And hear all about your favorite stars. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels filled with music and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video. Thousands of hours of shows and performances on demand. What you love is on now.
Now, although they may be considered a relatively new player in the Source Unit game, make no mistake, Stinger comes to the table hard-hitting with some real solutions for either mobile audio situations or even marine and power sports settings. This is CMA Connected, presented by SiriusXM, Stinger, and it starts now. Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of CMA Connected, presented by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu, and as we continue looking into all the offerings in the Source Unit category, we have stumbled upon a brand that maybe some of you are very aware of. I hope you are, and maybe this might be new for you. But Stinger, make no mistake, is a serious contender in the Source Unit arena. Why do I say this? Well, let's just say that they have come up with products which literally feature certain key integration aspects that no other manufacturer can offer. More to that when we bring in our product expert. So before we do that, let's think about this for a second. Stinger is a brand that's been, obviously it's owned by Amp Global, if you didn't know that, but it's a brand that has a rich heritage in car audio in general. Obviously, they're known for their wires, they're known for their roadkill. So when I first heard that Stinger was getting into the Source Unit category, it's like, what are they trying to prove? Why are they getting into a space where there's already such established players? Well, when I found out the angle that they had and how they were able to integrate different brands that are under their umbrella and bring in technologies and features that nobody else can offer, it all started to make sense. All right, so before we get too far, let's go ahead and invite our product expert of the day, our good friend, of course, representing Amp Global. He is their national trainer, Mr. Jeff Smith. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, man. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. You know what? It's been a minute since we really, on CMA Networks, had an opportunity to really focus on Source Units with everything that's been going on. But it's great that we're talking about it because it's such an integral part of every shop's business. Like a lot of the system designs and the system builds start with the Source Unit. Would you agree?
100%. In a lot of today's marketplace, you're either integrating into a system or you're replacing the head unit to start the beginning of the audio upgrade. So that's kind of the, where we as AMP, we kind of do it one or two different ways. Sometimes we offer you an integration piece to keep your head unit, or we have aftermarket Source Units available to give you all of those features that you want in your older defeatured vehicle.
Now, I'm going to say you guys kind of have an unfair advantage in the game. And I say that because, it was sneaky. I'm going to say it was a little bit smart, but sneaky of you guys to kind of reach out to your PAC division and reach out to other divisions that we're going to learn about to bring together certain features that are so exclusive at Stinger.
Exactly. And it was very strategic because we know we're not Alpine, we're not Kenwood, we're not Sony. We're not trying to fight with those guys. We wanted to give the end user, consumer, and retail shops a different point of view, a different avenue of adding Source Units. That was it, totally.
Yeah, and I think you've achieved that in spades. And what's more is today we're going to be talking about even more applications being added to the menu.
100%, Ben.
So kind of give us a little bit of an overview of what we're going to learn today.
So, of course, first and foremost, we're going to talk about the two Source Units that are under the Stinger umbrella, the High 10, the 10-inch modular head unit system. And then we're going to talk about the SPX M1. That's our Power Sports Marine media source unit. And then we're going to go through all the basic features of these guys that makes them special and important. And we're also going to go over some of the exclusive parts that are available from AMP through all of our other brands, PAC, Echo Master, and Audio Control, and things like that, that blend into the ecosystem that makes these head units unlike anything else out there on the marketplace.
Yeah, that user interface, I'm really excited to dig in. Let's whet their appetite, Jeff. We've got one example here. It's a video we're going to play, and it just gives you an idea of just how well it integrates into an ecosystem, like you said, with Chrysler.
Got it.
Introducing the Stinger Radio Replacement Kit for select Chrysler vehicles. Made for Dodge Charger, Challenger, and Chrysler 300 models from 2015 to 2021, this kit has everything you need to enhance your vehicle with a full infotainment experience. The kit features the stunning Stinger Heighten 10-inch touchscreen display and infotainment system, an all-in-one radio replacement interface that makes wiring super easy while retaining your vehicle's factory steering wheel controls. The custom-fit dash kit perfectly mounts the Heighten's amazing 10-inch display right between the factory air vents. The kit includes a replacement media hub module to retain all the features of the factory USB, HDMI, and auxiliary ports, giving you a seamless experience. Just follow our included installation guide to add amazing features like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto to send and receive messages or phone calls, listen to music, podcasts, and access your phone's navigation apps, all at your command. And new integrated features including Drive Mode screen to allow the user to set the vehicle's transmission, paddles, traction, suspension, and steering options. Vehicle settings integration, performance gauges, and vehicle information, from tire pressure to door engine status, even HVAC control, including a sunshade soft button to allow users to control the vehicle's sunshade. Of course, no car infotainment system would be complete without safety features. This system includes four camera inputs. You can add a backup camera, left and right side view cameras, and a front view camera, or any combination of cameras. And if you purchase an optional iGo navigation card, you'll get turn-by-turn directions, thousands of points of interest without needing a cell phone signal. And finally, for you audiophiles out there, this system features a built-in high 4-volt, 6-channel RCA outputs with subwoofer control, optical toslink output for external DSP, built-in crossover with high and low pass filters, and 15-band adjustable EQ with customizable presets. Ready to add tons of great new features to your vehicle? Upgrade to the Stinger Radio Replacement Kit to make every drive safer and more enjoyable.
Now, needless to say, Jeff, that packed a lot of features I know you're going to dive into, but there's something I have to say before you even get into your presentation.
What's that?
Whoever was the team behind building this unit, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to knuckle crunch them because they really thought about things that people like, like that Toslink, who has a Toslink out straight from a head unit?
Yeah, there a lot of thought
like
went into this whole family of products, man. It's been an ongoing project for many years, man, and it's finally getting its due.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyways, I'm not gonna steal your thunder. I'm gonna set you up. I know you have a presentation. We're gonna let you do that, and when we come back, obviously, we're gonna discuss everything we learned.
Cool.
Here we go.
Let's get into it. All right, so like we know, today's presentation is source units from Stinger. First and foremost, we always want to talk about the flagship, the Stinger High 10, and the fact that we want everyone to understand that this 10-inch unit is universal. It's modular. It will fit in a single DIN location. It will fit in a double DIN location. It will fit in a 0 DIN location, and we will get more into that briefly. It is a aftermarket head unit that gives you amazing features to bring an older vehicle or a lower trim vehicle up to the standards of a lot of modern vehicle applications. Let's look at some of the standard features that come as part of the Hi10 user interface. Starting with the media format that is available on the Hi10 allows you to enjoy some of the most amazing features when you connect it with your cell phone. You have the ability to access CarPlay if you're an iPhone user, Android Auto if you're an Android user, standard features like XM radio, Bluetooth audio streaming, and also Bluetooth for phone calls, HDMI input, which is massive for a lot of users because with the HDMI input, not only can you do phone mirroring into the unit, but now you have an input in order to share other devices such as a Roku stick or Fire Stick, things like that. You can plug into the unit and enjoy them in the car's atmosphere under that with that large 10-inch screen from Stinger as well. Dual USB input. So you have one USB that's dedicated to CarPlay, Android Auto, and universal capabilities, and then you have a second USB that will allow you to maintain charging or any information that you put on an actual USB drive. All of this built directly into the unit without having to add anything else. Out of the box, all of these features are readily available to you depending upon the cell phone in which your consumer has. Now, navigation. Navigation can come in 3 different formats depending upon your consumer's use of their phone. If they are okay with using their data plan, they can plug their phone in to the USB port and be able to access CarPlay, which gives, or Android Auto, that would give them access to different mapping softwares, whether it be Waze or Google Maps or Apple Maps or whatever the desired application for using your navigation would be. You could totally do that through those 2 platforms. But if your customer wants to be able to use navigation without their cell phone being connected directly to the vehicle, they can simply purchase the iGo Nav card that simply plugs into the brain of your Hi10, and then you can have real world, fast, on time, onboard navigation without the use of your phone. All of North America is included on this iGo Nav card, and you can just plop it right into the brain and use it at any point in time without your phone ever being connected. Full safe routing no matter where you are in North America. Some of the biggest features that you're going to find within the Hi10 are blends from other parts of our company. One of the most popular of this is going to be from our blending of the EchoMaster camera system into the Hi10. Now, most head units in the marketplace typically have a single backup camera input, and a few of the newer models are getting 2 camera inputs for front camera as well. Well, we took it even further and knocked it out of the park by including inside of this unit 4 camera inputs. That's right, 4 independent camera inputs. No need for one to bleed over into the other. 4 inputs, 4 separate triggers. One for front camera, rear camera, left and right blind spot cameras as well. And these cameras can be totally used in any particular format. If you're not using a front camera, you can decide for that to be an inside cam if you want to pay attention to what's going on in your back seat, to watch your kids, or an auxiliary camera that's wireless from our EchoMaster brand of products to monitor what's going on in the bed of your truck or in your trailer. You can have a left and right blind spot cameras. We offer a different variety of cameras that can mount to your vehicle, whether it be a universal camera or a specific molded plastic camera that would mount on your fenders or in your rear view mirror, on your side mirrors, so that you can have a good view of your blind spot before you change lanes. And then, of course, the reverse camera itself. We maintain a lot of the factory cameras when you're adding the Hi10 into some vehicle kits and universally. But then we also give you the ability to have the audio input on the reverse camera as well. That's an extremely popular feature when you're selling the Hi10 into larger commercial vehicles or RV applications. This way you can hear what's going on behind your vehicle before you back up, since you can't really hear it with your ears because you're so far away from the back of your particular vehicle. So all 4 camera inputs are built directly into the Hi10. From the audio side of things, we have a 15-band graphic EQ that can be completely customizable, and you have different presets that you can store different EQ tunes according to the type of music you want or the time of day or whatever it is that you need that particular EQ curve to be. All of this along with a customizable crossover that has presets as well, high pass and low pass crossover with level adjust as well. Very unique features built into the Hi-10 from an audio standpoint. All of our audio brands have had a good influence on this head unit, and as the head unit keeps evolving, you'll see more and more special features evolving from that audio influence. 50x4 high power max built into the unit, more like 25x4 continuous, 6-channel 4-volt RCA, so front, rear, and sub RCA, each independent 4-volt output, not 4-volt collective, but each set of RCAs will have a 4-volt output capability. Then you have the Toslink output. This is probably one of the most important features on the Hi-10, is that we are the only aftermarket company with a variable volume Toslink output on the back of the head unit that allows you to simply run a single cable from the head unit out to your aftermarket DSP or to your DSP amplifier, making that installation that much easier and quicker, but also sound that much better, so that no noise can be injected into your system when using a fiber optic system versus a potential lower level RCA cable. Now, we at Stinger make very high-end RCA cables to help avoid those noisy situations in cars, but using a Toslink output adapter is going to give you the best possible signal from a head unit directly into your DSP or DSP amplifier. If you're not using an external DSP, there's additional features such as time correction built into the head unit, so that you now have the ability to adjust the speaker's arrival time to your seated position in order to get the best possible sound in the vehicle. So all of these audio features make up a huge part of the special features within the Hi-10. Now, of course, we're going to bring the heavy hitter PAC into the mix, where PAC is going to bring in all of the integration capabilities of the Hi-10. First and foremost, most vehicles have steering controls built into them from factory. Well, with the Hi-10, you have an analog steering control ladder built directly into the unit, so you do not need to add an external steering control module if you have analog steering controls. But if you do have a data-controlled vehicle, there is an additional steering wheel port so that you can add any of our external steering control modules, being a CP2, a CP5, SWI-RC2, or any of our Radio Pro modules of replacement units that would plug directly into the Hi-10 and convert those data signals from your vehicle over to those steering control information needed for the vehicle. Now, secondly, this is where the true integration of the Hi-10 and the PAC engineering team blended together to create what we call our PAC Link port. PAC Link port is what dictates the information that comes from our Radio Pro Advanced modules along with the vehicle's data system to then place on the screen all of the vehicle information that we can get from the vehicle's data bus. Engine temp, TPMS information, doors open, doors closed, transmission information, performance features, off-road if it's an off-road vehicle, all of those type of things we can now put on the screen of the unit, create custom graphical user interface screens so that now that consumer can be immersed into what's really going on to his vehicle through that PAC Link port. So having that Stinger PAC relationship is extremely popular with the Hi-10 head units. So this is a universal head unit. This is where a lot of people don't realize or get mixed up when they see all of the vehicle kits that we make. The Hi-10 is still a universal head unit. It is a standalone 10-inch monitor that mounts to a DIN size chassis that can be mounted to any dash kit using ISO brackets to mount it into an aftermarket dash kit or to your factory radio brackets. Then you have a DIN size radio module itself. And these two pieces can then bolt together in your dash kit or in any type of scenario so that you can now create a double DIN chassis to mount in the dash of your vehicle to create a universal application. Now, let's say you don't have a double DIN application and you only have a single DIN. Included in the kit, you have these two cables, the LVDS cable and your display power cable. And now you can relocate the brain up to 18 inches away from the actual screen itself. Now, what if you have a really custom application? There are additional accessories that you can mount the screen away from the brain up to 5 feet away. So that's where the modular and customization of the High 10 really allows us to be a friend to any car need as far as their head unit replacement, whether it be a standard installation or custom installations. Custom installations are ruling the day because now vehicles that never had the ability for you to add a double din or do a screen of this size in them is definitely possible now. Some of our installers and partners around the country are molding these things into motorcycle fairings, molding them into Dodge Viper radio bezels, molding into older early 2000s GM Silverados and Sierras, molding them into Volkswagen CCs. I mean, all these vehicles that were not built for such a large screen radio, the custom fit kit is definitely available to allow you to be as creative as you want and mold the screen of the High 10 directly into the dash of that vehicle. Now, that being said, the unit is definitely universal, but with that ability for us to blend our products together, this is where we took advantage of our pack integration, and we have the ability to blend these vehicle kits along with this High 10 modular system and to create some very specific vehicle integration platforms. One of the newest ones is going to be our Chrysler kit. This is the SRK CHR 15H. Being that is SRK, when you see SRK, that means it is integrated and it's going to connect to the vehicle's data bus system and give you all of these vehicle-specific screens. Everything you need is included in the kit except High 10. Have a High 10 in your store, you have all these different kits available. You grab this kit, depending upon your vehicle installation, you're going to have your bezel bracket to mount it to your double din opening. You're going to have your vehicle harness. You're going to have your antenna adapter, your satellite radio adapter, your Radio Pro Advanced module. You're going to have your chime speaker. With the Chrysler kit, it comes with a USB HDMI auxiliary hub to replace the OEM hub so that you can retain both USBs on the unit and maintain the factory mimicking the HDMI input. So you can now plug this into the head unit as well, and your 3.5 auxiliary input. Dash brackets, radio mounting hardware, radio wiring hardware, everything is pre-wired. Nothing needs to be spliced or added into this kit. High 10 kit technician, everything you have is right in that group of things. You don't need to add anything else unless you're upgrading the head unit with additional cameras and things like that. If the vehicle has a stock camera, this kit is already ready and available and pre-wired to retain that stock camera. Another one of the newer kits is going to be a very popular truck out there in the marketplace, the Toyota Tacoma. The Tacoma kit features the High 10 capability of flushing it into the bezel where the factory screen was located. This is going to be an SR kit, not an SRK, so it has a Radio Pro module, but not the data interface to bring all of the vehicle data on the screen. So this is going to be your High 10 bezel, your Radio Pro Advanced module, all of your vehicle harnesses, all of your antenna adapters, USB retention, everything that you need to bring it into your 16 to 21 Toyota Tacoma. You can see the before and after in all these shots. This is a huge improvement over the OEM screen. Going from that small 7 to 8 inch screen up to this 10-inch screen is extremely unbelievable when people see how nice and neat this larger screen simply blends into the dash the way the kit was molded for this particular vehicle. It allows you to maintain the factory steering controls, whether it's JBL or non-JBL. You can still maintain that factory amplifier. You can bring in the factory reverse camera and also add the front camera or left and right blind spot cameras by adding the High 10 into your 16 to 21 Toyota Tacoma. Now, the newest kit on the block is going to be the Toyota Tundra. Now that Toyota has been a huge platform for us, we've expanded beyond the earlier kits that you guys have all seen before, the Jeep JL, the Jeep JK, the Dodge Ram. We're pushing forward to add more and more kits to the platform for very popular vehicles in the marketplace that you see within your stores on a regular basis. The new Tundra kit, the SR Ton 16H, fits your 14 to 21. Did you guys hear that? 14, all the way back to 2014 up to 21. This particular dash kit is going to hold the high 10 into a very sleek bezel that mounts back into the stock location. This is an SR kit as well, so it's going to have the Radio Pro Advanced module, stereo control retention, satellite radio antenna retention, AM/FM, USB retention, everything that you need in this kit, pre-wired, plug and play without any splicing needed in this particular vehicle. If you look at the before and after here in this picture, you can clearly see that this particular high 10 blends so beautifully into the dash of this particular Tundra. Everything looks seamless. Being that it's plug and play, it's going to reduce the amount of installation time that you're going to need within your store. You simply pull everything out of the box, assemble the kit itself, mount your high 10 screen into the flush bucket, bolt it all back together, make sure your steering controls and everything are working for your customers' needs, and you're good to go. The SR Ton 16H is a sure winner with the Toyota Tundra platform. Now, let's move into our other head unit. Our other head unit is going to be a little bit different. This is the SPX M1. This is going to be our media player for off-road and marine applications. This particular head unit is built differently from the high 10, but still serves a purpose for all of those additional needs when going off-road, offshore, or off-road. The SPX M1 is a standard 3-inch can style head unit that allows you to mount it into all of those stock 3-inch holes, and it has a single large control knob on the front of it for easy access while you're off-roading or while you're boating. You have a single knob that will give you all of these controls, conformally coated board to help resist moisture and water, quick and easy harnesses to disconnect and wire the system in to your ATV or into your marine wiring system itself. Now let's get into some of the features that the SPX M1 has to make life on offshore or off-road a lot easier for you. The biggest part of the SPX M1 is that it is built for these off-road power sports and marine vessels. IPX6 rated, which means it's going to be able to take a serious bath, high pressure spraying to get any salt water, dust, dirt, whatever directly off of the unit without damaging the unit itself. Conformally coated. The circuit board itself and all the interior parts are completely coated to protect this unit from anything that happens to it out in the different environment applications in which it could be installed. Having the screen being optically bonded means a few very unique things. First and foremost, it's going to withstand very hard element issues that you would typically have. Water, fog, dust, any impact and shock that you would get when out in these off-road marine applications. Conformally coated screen means that you're going to have a beautiful image of your controls. The information is being displayed on the screen of the unit itself. You can even see the screen of this unit perfectly with polarized sunglasses as well. The unique features of that being optically bonded means it's going to be a very clear, vibrant screen that is going to surpass a lot of the other marine power sports head units out there in the marketplace. Some of the sources that are available on the SPX M1, of course, are your standard AM/FM tuner. Going above and beyond on the AM/FM tuner, we actually added the ability for this unit to be selectable to be used in multiple regions around the world. You can select up to 8 different regions from North America to China to Russia to the UK, Latin America, all these other different places you can adjust the tuner to work in these other places as well. Not only that, but we also added a weather band tuner to this unit, so that way you can stay on track with what's going on while you're out in the water, out on the trails in your UTV, ATV. Of course, Bluetooth is a standard you have to have so that you can Bluetooth stream from your smartphone or whatever portable device you may have directly to the SPX M1. Now, this is going to be audio streaming only, not for phone calls. So it doesn't include a microphone or anything like that. This is strictly for audio streaming. A single USB input, it will allow the unit to play any USB drive music or connect to your smartphone and be able to play music directly from whatever app you choose on your smartphone directly through the USB input of the SPX M1. Then, of course, we have our standard 3.5 auxiliary input that will take any source directly into the unit via 3.5 or RCA. We do even offer in the Stinger line of marine accessories a series of waterproof marine style 3.5 and USB accessories that can mate perfectly with the SPX M1, either in your boat or in your power sports vehicle. A few other very unique features are going to be the equalizer that's built into the SPX M1, kind of blending some of the features from the high tens audio section over into this unit. We create user presets, and we also have the ability for the unit to have genre presets already built into the unit itself. You can simply pick the genre preset you like that may sound the best, or you can make your own custom preset for the EQ and set it to make the speakers and audio system on your vessel sound the way that you like. One of the most unique features on this SPX M1 is that it has a backup camera input. That's right. Backing up on the trails or using your camera to keep up with the trail mate that's behind you, or being able to see as you're backing up in your boat or whatever's going on, you can have the ability to now feed one of our waterproof EchoMaster cameras directly into the camera input of the SPX M1 and view it directly on the 2.7-inch optically bonded screen. It's going to be a beautiful picture for you as well. Now, a lot of these vehicles, vessels off-road and offshore, don't have alternators, so you want to be able to keep up with the voltage of your battery bank. The unit itself definitely has a built-in battery voltmeter, but it also has an automatic warning system so that if your battery voltage does get down below 11.8 volts, it will let you know on the screen low voltage warning, and that will automatically pop up on the screen for a visual alert. Now, seeing as how most off-road and marine vessels are only seasonal, you're going to disconnect power at one point in time when the vehicle is being stored. Don't worry, because the SPX M1 has non-volatile memory. So any radio presets, EQ settings, system settings that you set up in this unit will be completely stored in the unit when power has been taken away. So when the next season comes around and you plug this unit back in and turn power onto it, it will automatically remember everything that you've applied in this unit, making the SPX M1 extremely user-friendly so that everything stays exactly the way that you left it. Now, the other unique feature of the SPX M1 is going to be the built-in accessory control. Accessory control is going to help relieve a lot of the wiring issues that a lot of people have when adding other accessories to your vehicle or vessel, whether it be LED lighting, it be additional amplifiers, it could be your a refrigerator coolant system, it could be extra radiator fans, it could be so many different things, a light bar, whatever you would like. Having the ability to reduce the amount of external switches you're drilling and adding into the dash of your vehicle can be controlled through the SPX M1. Out of the SPX M1, you will get 4 triggers that can be used to trigger external relays if you want to be a really good installer and add external relays. But if you want to do it a lot easier and simpler and use a higher current version of a relay system, we have a device shown here, the Switch Hub. The Switch Hub is a 100 amp solid state relay system that has 4 independent triggers. You can trigger the unit through a positive input or negative input, and you have 4 independent outputs. The output number 1 is going to be a 40 amp output. 40 amps. Guys, remember, a standard Bosch relay is only a 30 amp output. So having 40 amps of output allows you to add a lot of lighting, a external radiator fan, and all these other larger high current devices through the output number 1. Outputs 2, 3, and 4 are 3 independent 20 amp circuits that can be used to turn on anything else that you would like independently or simultaneously through the outputs of the SPX M1. Now, if you do need circuits that are larger than 20 amps or larger than 40 amps, you can definitely tie 2 outputs together and then create multiple 40s, multiple 60s, or tie them all together to create a larger 100 amp output, totally dependent upon what your need is in your particular vehicle or vessel. One of the very unique things about the SPX M1 and the switch hub when combined is that the switch hub itself is a self-contained relay system that is self-healing as well. It is each output is independently protected, an internal circuit breaker. So if there is a short, you will see the green LED under each one of the outputs turn from green to red to let you know that that particular output has a short. And once you correct that short, it will then self-heal itself and turn that output back on so that you can resume your ability of turning whatever accessory off and on directly from the SPX M1. We also offer multiple universal dash kit applications for marine applications, so that if you are replacing a standard standard DIN or the old flip waterproof cover in your boat, we have the C dashes available in black and white, UV treated plastic, ABS plastic material that is not going to fade or warp, that will bolt directly into your boat's dash to cover that DIN size opening and hold the SPX M1 precisely where it needs to be and mold and match up to your dash very well. We do also offer a series of dash kits for UTV, ATV vehicles. We offer them for 2 different generations of the Polaris and also for the Ranger. So this will allow you to make this unit fit into your vehicle without having to do any excessive cutting or any excessive extensive modifications that you cannot put this back to factory. Now, if you see here on the dash of this particular ATV, there's multiple switches and a few blanks where you can add the additional switches to control things. So think about if you run out of switches or you need more or you're not really good at adding things like that, this is where that accessory control that's built directly into the SPX M1 is going to make your life that much easier. So not only have we figured out lots of unique functions for a universal modular head unit like the Hi-10, but we've also added a lot of universal application capabilities and additional features, unique features, into the SPX M1 to make sure that we give our clients and dealers the ability to be as creative as possible. You have a 2.7-inch optically bonded media player that's built for all the elements. It has all the popular media source inputs. It has built-in high power. It has dual RCA output capability. Your rear RCA can be used as rear output or subwoofer output. It has a conformally coated board to help protect it in the elements. It has a backup camera input. It has all the things that you all can put into a vehicle and give the customer everything that they need to make their life easier on the boat or in their ATV, UTV, and make your installation that much more user-friendly and reliable with the SPX M1. So, how about some questions, Ben?
Well, you know I'm going to have questions. What kind of question is that? What kind of question is that? But how about I give you a quick breather, because that was a hell of a presentation. You mentioned the new application with the Tundra. We got a video that better illustrates exactly what that look and feel is inside the vehicle. When we come back, we're going to discuss everything we learned, Jeff.
Got it.
All right, I stand corrected. Before the video, I said Tundra. I meant to say Tacoma. So my bad.
No problem.
My bad. And for clarity, when you were talking about the faceplate installation kits for UTV, you had mentioned 2 models for Polaris. I think what you meant to say is 2 models for the 2 generations of Razor and the one for
Razor
Ranger.
and Polaris, correct.
Got it.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
See, I got you, bro. I got you.
I appreciate that.
All right. Where do I even begin? Let's start with the Hi-10. We say Hi-10, but I heard the guy on the video say Hi-10. Is there an official way to say that properly?
The official way to say it is heighten.
Okay, so let's go with
Because
heightened.
it's yes. So a lot of people say high 10, but it's heighten. So the original unit was elevate. So we would
Okay,
elevate your experience. Now we want you to have your experience heightened.
heightened. Got it. Okay, so with the heightened,
Yep.
I'm very happy that you kind of started the presentation illustrating what a great standalone universal piece that is, because besides the integration, which I think is obvious how crazy that is, but let's just start with the universal features that could apply to any situation. There's an incredible value there because there are key things about that unit that nobody else has. You mentioned Toslink, bruh. Toslink, if you're doing DSP, this is what you want. How many times you want to? I mean, Pack makes a kit like to integrate. Some people buy that just so they can have that Toslink out. Why not just
Correct.
buy the radio that has the Toslink?
Yep.
I'm just saying, it's already done. And then you thought you were going to get away with this, but you're not, because I'm going to bring it up now. I see you slid in a little audio control logo into the audio section of that Stinger. So obviously, recent acquisition of audio control by Amp Global.
Yep.
I see what you're doing here, right? You're teasing on what may be coming because obviously audio control does what? They make good sound great. So are we going to see a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? Influence in future revisions of the software?
I think there may be something coming down the pipeline. I cannot 100% quantify the date or what that may be, but you're going to have an already immersive blending of products that we have from all the other brands. So now that we have this powerhouse of an audio company under our umbrella, it would be stupid of us not to include some sort of influence from audio control in a product such as the High 10.
Very good. Very well said. Very well said. Very corporate of you, but very well said. I'll let you go with it.
Thank
All
you.
right. So now, really, let's be honest. I mean, the features that the Heighten offer with the pack integration and the kit and the molding and all that good stuff, guys, your customer is guaranteed to be blown away if you show them what this thing can do. If you have one of those, I'm not going to call them problem vehicles because that's not really what they are, but the more intricate vehicles to integrate into, let's call it that, such as the Tacoma, such as these Chrysler vehicles, such as Jeeps. We didn't even talk about Jeeps because the Jeep integration is off the chain. But any of these type of vehicles, when that guy or girl walks through your door and they're like, yeah, I'm not really happy with my OE. If you're not showing them this, what are you doing? That's my
Ben,
comment. I'd
so
like to hear what you think.
that's a very important fact. So one of the things that we do here at AMP, we take the marketing of these pieces very important. So we make sure that when we create the packaging that goes within the stores, we put everything that would entice your consumer about this unit. So we put the vehicles on the screen so that's my car. And then that's what my dash looks like. So we make sure that they know all the vehicles that we'll work with. We put in all the information on the unit itself. We make sure that everything that they need to know is included on the packaging so that now they fully understand the before and after. I mean, this is easy. So when someone goes, what's it going to look like in my dash? Well, here it is. Here's an easy way for you to see what it's going to look like. And we do this with all of the packaging for every one of the integration kits that we do. It's a simple no-brainer. If you put it out on your floor, that person will, if you're on the phone, you're dealing with another customer, they see it, they gravitate to it. They say, that's my vehicle. I need CarPlay. I need Android Auto. It takes more I need it. It's simple and plain.
Can I make a level up suggestion to what you just said?
Go
Have
for
a
it.
Heighten installed in your display board. Go
100%.
to the Stinger YouTube channel and download these videos that we've just been playing and put them on rotation. I'm sure if you reached out to AMP, they will supply you whatever videos you need. Because if you're playing that on rotation, this is like an automatic salesperson on the floor. When
Yep.
they, when it
100%.
comes to application specific, I don't care if it's speakers, radio, application specific has great value because it's made
Yep.
for your the consumer recognizes that as something they want. If the consumer is presented an application specific enhanced type of situation or offering,
Yep.
the only reason they would say no is if they didn't know about it. That's my opinion.
We offer, like you said, on our YouTube channel, we offer a wide variety of videos. We have short teaser videos. We have full-length feature videos. We have all of these digital media, POP, social media things that are already pre-canned for our dealer network to simply go to the dealer portal, download these things, put your company logo on them, put them on your Instagram, put them on your Facebook, put them on your Twitter, put them on your Snapchat, put them on your TikTok, whatever it is. We have all of these channels as well. Link it back to us. It is a easy way for your retail shop to get connected to your local Jeep community, to get connected to your Tacoma Tundra overlanding community, to get connected to your street racers with all the Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep product. There's so much
I
ability
mean,
to get out
Jeff,
there.
let's be honest. How hard is it to grab a link to that video, get onto your local forum group of Jeep enthusiasts, and say, "Hey guys, what's going on? You know, Joe here from whatever stereo wanted you guys to know about
100%.
this, and we got it. Here's the
Yep.
video."
If someone doesn't know how to use their smartphone to do it, hand it to your kid. I'm sure your kid knows how to do it. Right?
Seriously.
You
Okay,
know, I mean,
we,
it's so easy.
we might have
so
to
easy.
do like a social media session someday, just so dealers understood. But I
There
mean,
you
the
go.
information is there. Application specific. It's gorgeous. Okay, real quick shift to the SP. I'm sorry, I don't have the whole name.
SPX1.
That one.
Yep.
Really slick looking unit with a lot of unique features. Now, I don't want dealers to be confused because there are a lot of units on the market that look like that one. The
Correct.
shape, the cylinder hole plate, like it
Mhm.
looks at first glance, there's a lot of them like that. But let me tell
Yep.
you, if you listen to what Jeff said, there are some clutch things in this I want to bring up one more time. Number one, bro, if okay, I get it for maybe UTV, but in the marine world, which I'm very familiar with, you don't want to be drilling into fiberglass dashes with new switches where you don't have to. You just don't
Right.
want to do it. You make a mistake, bro, it is beyond something you want to deal with.
Right.
Relays that rust because you're not using, the proper OFC with the tin. We're talking about fuses that have to change because you popped one. The customer comes back and now you have to waste an hour of your time because it was a fuse. That switch hub is
Yep.
off the shelf awesome because
Yeah.
it's
Switch
solid
up is
state.
something great, man.
It's integrated into a really modern looking interface. Never mind the fact that it plays music. Just that interface is really slick. Now
Right.
add to that all the other features that you were talking about, right, with the Bluetooth and everything else. But I wanted to say
Backup
like
camera.
that
Yeah.
backup. So, bro, backup camera in that format is unheard of.
Yep.
Like unheard of. That's like up there with like Toslink for Heighten. It's a clutch
Yeah.
feature, especially for power sports guys. For the back, for the front, if they want to maneuver over certain obstacles because they're going crazy, it's an awesome feature. And the fact that it's got that screen that's optically blinded, dude, this is like a class leading unit in that category for me.
Yeah, so that's kind of the way we wanted to look at it, is that we knew what the high 10 was capable of. So if we wanted to make high 10s into a little marine power sports head unit with a lot of very unique features, what can we pull over? What can we do in this platform that we can't currently do in the high 10 yet? But a lot of the things that we did in the second go around that became part of the actual SPXM1 will eventually get brought over into a updated version of the actual high 10 down the road. So there's a lot of technology that boils back and forth from unit to unit and from different product brands within the AMP umbrella.
All right, very cool. I have a wish list, so if you can, send a note to the engineering team. I have a wish list.
Not a problem. Let me know. We'll get on it.
I would love to see a new version of the all-weather unit with SiriusXM and SiriusXM Marine weather band for the boat. I mean,
that would be neat.
That would make it like pretty much neat. I have one unit to stock and that's the one.
Yep. Yeah, that would be really neat. I would like to see that too. And you never know. You never know what you may see. It's getting toward the end of the year. All the new models start coming out
I
first
know.
of the year.
This is just me looking, seeing what it is. And the last thing I want to comment on, another really useful feature, especially when it comes to power sports and marine that are running small batteries. It's all about efficiency. You don't want to get stuck on the water. You don't want to get stuck in the woods. That built-in 12-volt meter, Yes, please.
Yep.
Absolutely
Yep.
need it. Because if you don't have it on your radio, you're going to have to install one anyways for anybody who
Yeah,
really
100%.
plays hard,
This is
either on the
this is
water or
what
not.
happens when you have products being built by installers and engineers that actually own these vehicles and vessels, adding things that they would need and want into these head units. So that makes a big difference. You're not just pulling something off the shelf, slapping your name on it. You actually have engineering people that are saying, you know what? I've had this issue. I want this. And we test it and we talk to our dealers, we talk to our research groups, and we say, what do you guys want? So now that we know what Ben wants, maybe I can add that into the hat and it'll come out on the next unit.
Who am I? I'm just looking at, features and what I wish. I don't know how to make it. I just would like to have it.
That's how it works. That's how it works. Those wish lists of features always come out and they actually make us better all the time.
Okay, I've saved my hardest question for the end, Jeff. You ready for this one?
Go for it.
So there are brands out there, and you mentioned them. The JVC Kenwoods, the Pioneers, the Sonys, the Alpines. These guys are the staple of source unit business, right? Bar none, cannot be argued. Here you are coming along, making bold moves. I mean, swinging haymakers, right? This is a job. These are haymakers that you guys are throwing. What message do you have for dealers who have these relationships with these reputable brands in this source unit category to say, hey, we're here. We offer something different. Try us. What would be your strategy? What would be your message to them?
When you have your dedicated bread and butter head unit lines, okay, we are not trying to replace those guys. Okay. We are never going to replace Alpine. We're never going to replace Sony, JVC, Kenwood, any of those guys. We make 2 head units, 2. All these other guys make 10, 15, 20 different units every year and a new unit every year. That is not what we do. We simply want to provide an integrated solution for the most popular vehicles that come within retailer stores on a frequent basis. We want to make high ticket head unit infotainment installations that are plug and play, simple for you to install and sell, simple for you to sell over the counter if you need it to. All of these kits are designed for you to install them in less than a couple of hours. Everything is plug and play. There's no wiring needing to be done. And the amount of integration and capabilities that we put into these units are built for our consumers and dealers to have the best infotainment experience they can have that's built specifically for their vehicle. This is where we differ from the big boys. Alpine, Kenwood, Sony, JVC, they make universal radio applications. Now you have your universal floating units, you have your Sony, you have your Kenwood, you have your Alpine, right? Then you have your standard double DINs. What we do is we take the best of all those worlds and then we integrate it with our other brands. So now PAC is going to bring it into the dash of your Jeep. PAC is going to allow this Stinger head unit to come into the dash of your Tacoma, your Tundra, your Chrysler 300, and whatever other vehicles you may see after the first of the year. All these additional features. We are not trying to be those other guys. We will never be those other guys. What we are, we're that diamond in the rough for that customer to be able to have something more unique than what the other guys are doing. That's simply the way it is. We are an alternative that is a little bit more integrated, a little bit more, I don't want to say polished because that sounds like I'm saying that they're not. I want to say we are just a different angle to getting additional features that most other manufacturers don't do on a daily basis. Modular head units. No one else is doing modular head units. Optical, variable volume tossing optical output. No one else is doing that right now. 4 camera inputs. No one else is doing that right now. I could tell you some other things that we're about to do to the Hi-10, but I don't want to ruin it. But they're going to have to play catch up if they're trying to keep up with this particular head unit again.
Okay, we'll leave it at that, Mr. Jeff. Listen, everything we talked about today, all that information, head on over to stingerelectronics.com. Everything Stinger, including the Hi-10 and all the other accessories. You can lead from there. Obviously, we mentioned different brands with PAC and all that stuff. It will lead to there. If you want, I can also recommend you go check out Amp Global. That's another great portal that you can go check out. If you happen to be a retailer in Canada and you're interested in some of this Stinger source unit action, you have two choices. You can either get a hold of Automobility at automob.ca or the folks at Gentech International, gentech-intl.com. They are the official distributors for Stinger in Canada. Mr. Smith, thank you for joining us once again and having a brilliant presentation. And for all the dealers that tuned in, I hope you got as much enjoyment out of it as I did, because these are two very unique products that could definitely find their way into your showroom. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Take care. See you later.
All right.
All right. That was Jeff Smith, national trainer for AMP Global. And of course, with AMP Global, we mean Stinger, dropping some knowledge on us on some Stinger source unit solutions for your shop. All right. I got some news to tell you because we are deep into the source unit sessions. I want to remind you to keep it locked on CMA Networks as we continue down the source unit avenue right through till Thursday, August 11th. And if you like this video and you want to see more of Jeff Smith, because he's a great guy, check him out. He's got his own profile on our website, cmanetworks.com, where you can learn more from Jeff and all the brands that he covers under the AMP Global umbrella. That's it for me. Thanks for tuning in to another CMA Connected presented by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.
I mean, yeah, let's talk about
Stop
today where I'm going to
Yo,
topics.
roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to SiriusXM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on SiriusXM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?